Hello everyone, welcome to the Fire Voice podcast where we meet with policymakers, stakeholders and also young emerging organizations advancing SRHR and family planning initiatives through advocacy and programs in Nigeria. I'm here with
Oluwadamilola Mo.
Hi Oluwadamilola, tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm a young person, I'm a medical doctor, and I also work at Value Premium Network as the program officer for FGM.
At YFM, what do you guys do at your NGO?
Okay, so Value Premium Network is a youth-led organization. I'm sorry, am I supposed to be looking at the camera or looking at you?
Just be yourself.
It's conversational.
Okay.
So we are just capturing you.
Okay, sorry.
You can look at me from
It was not like fixed on one.
Okay, so Value Premium Network is a youth-led organization that focuses on uplifting and protecting the rights of women and girls in local communities. So we do everything we work on areas that has to do with women's health, women's rights, and of course that includes sexual and reproductive health and rights. We don't only focus on older women, but we also work with adolescent girls, and we also work with young boys in areas where we feel that they need to be involved in advocacy for sexual and reproductive health.
All right, as we are all at the National Family Planning Conference, the main keyword that brought us around here is family planning. So to a young person out there, what does family planning mean? Or when someone asks you about family planning, what do you tell them family planning means?
Okay, so because of the literal meaning, when you tell a young person family planning, the person tends to reply back to you and say, "Oh, I'm not planning to start a family, so why are you talking to me about that?" So we tend to, when we approach young people, we tend to focus more on contraceptive uptake for them, and also to tell them how contraceptive uptake could help them to properly plan their sexual life, their reproductive health and that. So, but for the older people and for, let me say, the married people, we focus more on the family planning aspect. So talking to adolescents, young people, just like I said, uptake of contraceptive, modern contraceptive and other types would help you to make informed decision about your reproductive health, would help you to be able to maximize your reproductive rights, and a whole lot of things that also comes with it, because if an uninformed young person, for example, engages in unprotected sexual intercourse, or engages in sexual intercourse without any form of contraceptive, there are other consequences that knowingly or unknowingly, prepared or not prepared, the young person would be faced with. One of such is unwanted pregnancy. So, other things are sexually transmitted infections, and those might be things that would create a lot of problems that the young person is not prepared for. But if the person already has an information about contraceptive uptake, then we are limiting the number of issues that the young person would have to encounter later in the future.
As a doctor, what are some of the barriers or challenges that you have seen young people face in accessing family planning care or services in Nigeria?
Okay, because in my little year of practice, I've worked both in the private hospitals and also in public hospitals. And one thing that you would always see is that the hospital is always crowded. There are a lot of people seeking health for different reasons, and sometimes it's not the adequate amount of time that we're supposed to give each patient is not usually feasible in a regular clinic hours. So for a young person who probably asks questions about his or her body, about his or her reproductive health, walking into an hospital setting might not entirely give us that luxury of time to be able to explain all of these things that the person wants to hear. And also also, many people, when they say, oh, they are going to the hospital to access reproductive health services, they get stigmatized. People be like, oh, why do you want this? Why do you want this? Are you not a young person? Is abstinence not supposed to be the thing that you focus on at this point? Well, please, to combat that, and that's why I feel NGOs are now setting up safe spaces and now setting up youth-friendly centers where young people can walk in and nobody knows from the outside what exactly they have come to do. And it's like just a space that is set up to have fun, to ask questions in a non-judgmental, non-discriminatory manner. And in such spaces, young people are given maximum attention, unlike in a regular hospital setting where there are emergencies to attend to, where there are other pressing, in quotes, pressing issues, health issues to run around for.
And lastly, what's your advice to young people out there who are skeptical about taking on family planning, or who want to and do not know where or how to access these services?
Okay, so I would say that the starting point is to at least get information about family planning services. That's because what you don't know about might seem ambiguous, like from the distance. But when you read about it, when you understand it, you might find out that it's actually not as technical as you think it is. And you would even find out that even right on that spot, you might be able to make choices about which contraceptive method you want to even take from that point. And even if you're not making that decision right away, you have that information already at the back of your mind, such that when that time comes that you want to make that decision, you already have something at the back of your mind that you want to work with. And because young people are also we relate with one another in groups, and we have influences over our friends and everyone related to us. You can also, even if you're not taking up a contraceptive method for yourself, you can also advise the next person and pass on the message to the next person to say, oh, if you want to take up a contraceptive method, this is what you should take, this is what you should take. And I feel like more of the message will be passed across that way.